And we're back with some more New York Rangers franchise mode in FHM 11. And the last one, we started out on a pretty bad note, to say the least. Pretty disappointing, especially considering where this team was last season. And part of that can be attributed to our goaltender, Mod Sogard. Not been doing well so far this season, 899 save percentage, which is a shame because he's had some really good games in there. He had a 917 against the Islanders, 923. He had a shutout here in this game, a 967. So he's pretty good at times, but there are also times where he's pretty bad. So more or less the same as just Durkin, if we're being honest here. I tried looking around the league for a replacement for him. I tried all sorts of trades for goaltenders. Nothing worked that I was willing to do. So I think we're just gonna, unfortunately, just gonna have to keep Lindbergh for now. I think I'm gonna change the goalie start settings so that maybe Lindbergh gets in there a little bit more often. So I've changed the start best goalie setting to 0 because I believe that does favor Sogard as he has that 3-star ability. So I'm hoping that Lindbergh can get in there a little bit more because he was pretty solid last year with that 909 and then a 916 the year before. However, before we get started in the simulation, there is actually one trade that I want to make. I know it said in the last one that we should probably let the dust settle. However, I think this trade that we're going to make here with St. Louis will add quite a bit of value to our arsenal. So we're going to be trading Adam Sikora. He's 23 years of age. I don't really like how he simulates at all. Right now, he only has 3 points in 29 games played, 55 grade. He is not a hitter. He only has 14 hits so far. He had 45 last year, and it just doesn't seem like he's that good of a simulator overall. I signed him to 2.7 for 3 years because I thought he was going to be able to improve on what he had last season with 22 points in 76 games played. I thought he had a pretty decent simulation for a rookie year, but this year he has taken a huge step back, and I want to be able to get something for him while I can, as he only has that 2-star ability currently. And what we're about to get here from St. Louis is a pretty good package. So we're going to be sending Sikora and the rights to Adams, Jackson Adams, 1-star ability, 1.5-star potential. Can't really see him making the lineup as anything more than a backup defenseman. And what we will get back in return is Kasperi Kapanen at 50% of his salary retained. He's making $5 million for the next 3 years on this cap hit. He's a 2.5-star ability at 31 years of age. Got 18 speed. I do like that about him. Unfortunately, he's not too effective himself. Only 2 points in 25 games played. But at least the difference here with Kapanen is that Kapanen does in fact hit, whereas Mr. Sikora does not. And since we're retaining half of his salary, it's not too big of a deal on the cap hit. Who we will also be receiving in return, and this is actually the only way to make this trade go through, is we will be receiving Braden Shen, who is 36 years of age, 2-star ability, making, what is that on his cap hit? $5.35 million for this year. So luckily he's on the last year of his deal, and he's just a nice veteran to get in there for some depth if we need him. We are also going to retain 50% of his salary. But the real value here is that we're going to be able to get 2 second-round picks from the St. Louis Blues, one from Boston, one from Dallas for this year's draft. So that's Adam Sikora and the rights to Jackson Adams in exchange for Kasperi Kapanen and Braden Shen, each at 50% of their salaries retained, and a second-round pick from Boston and a second-round pick from Dallas for this year's draft. Let's just have one more look at Sikora. I do like some of his attributes. However, I don't really like his defensive ratings, and his physical category is also kind of lacking in speed and strength, and I think that's contributing to his lack of success here. So this is really just a cap dump for St. Louis, and they need that cap dump as their cap is currently at $86.7 million, and even with retaining this salary, they're still clearing up a little bit of cap there. So let's offer this trade, and we'll see what they say. And with that, we can advance to the simulation and see if hopefully Lindbergh gets some more starts. Oh, looks like we have a click. Adam Sikora involved in the click, so I guess it's a good thing we're trading him away here. Oh, St. Louis says no, but it's close to being all right. I'll just send him a 7th for this year. See what that does. There it is. St. Louis has indeed accepted our offer of Adam Sikora, a 7th-round pick, and the rights to Jackson Adams in exchange for Kasperi Kapanen at 50% of his salary retained, Braden Shen at 50% of his salary retained, and 2 second-round picks. Complete trade. There it is. So hopefully adding the speed of Kapanen will help out a little bit in our bottom 6. Oh boy, Vince Dunn is out. How long? That seems like a long one. Ooh, 3rd-degree MCL, 1 to 2 months. And so with the injury to Dunn, we're going to have to call up either Brandstrom or Graves. And I think it'll be Brandstrom. So that is now 2 key defensemen down with an injury in both Bachfest and Dunn. Actually, before we go any further in the simulation, I meant to do this before we started simulating, I want to renew the contracts of Nadeau, Artamanov, and Kako. All three of them have been great this season. Nadeau wants $3 million for 5 years. Really, that's a really good deal for him. I will absolutely do that. So $3 million for 5 years for Nadeau. Artamanov, he wants 4.7 for 5 years. I will do that. Start at 4 mil, and I got him down to 4.3 for 5 years. And then Kako, what do you want? You want 6.6 for 3 years? Yeah, I would say he's worth that, especially after what he did last year and what he's been doing so far this year. 46 points in 59 games played. I mean, he's not on pace for 74 points again, but still, that's easily 65, I would say. So yeah, definitely doing this for Kako. Start at 6 mil for 3 years, and I managed to get him down to 6.2. Oh, the Islanders claimed Brandstrom, it seems, off waivers. I had to waive him before. That's unfortunate. All right, so we're at the trade deadline of year number 4. We are 34, 28, and 5. Definitely much better than I thought we would be after the start that we had. We're currently 5th in the division. However, we are in a wild card right after Carolina, so we do have a shot still, as long as we got to keep winning, of course, but we have been much better ever since we made all those changes. Let's get a look at the stats. Nadeau leads the way in points with 58 in 67 games played. Then you have Hedl with 55, Artamanov with 51, 49 for Kako, 41 for Ratcliffe, 31 for Kurashev, 28 for Ryabkin, 28 for Dunn, 27 for Sadarian, 26 for Bakvist in 49 games played, 24 for Suoniemi, 22 for Miller, 21 for Bear, 20 for Fox in 35 games played, 15 for Tomek in 33. And you have 14 for Pulik, 12 for Ferraro, 9 for Martino and Yeko and Kapanen, and 6 of those are with us in 24 games played. And Trocheck with 7 in 29, and 5 for Graves in 22. And then in goal you have Sogard in 45 games played with a 904 save percentage, so he's slowly gotten better as the season has gone on. And then you have Lindbergh in 25 games played with the 897. So still a lot to be desired from this team, but I think we're heading in the right direction. Let's take a look at the team stats. Goals for per game, we are 20th in the league with a 3.06, and goals against per game, we are 15th in the league with a 3.15. Face-offs, we are 13th in the league with a 50.3. Power play, we are, oh boy, 30th in the league with a 14.7. And the penalty kill, we are 17th in the league with a 80.7. So I think I'm going to check the trade block real quick, just see what's out there. Okay, so there is actually something on the trade block that has me interested. As we go to the Vancouver Canucks, they have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen on the trade block on a minimum deal for this year, 3-star ability. And he's pretty good all around with his ratings. 928 save percentage so far this year in 16 games played. Of course, last year he wasn't very good there, that 893. But I think I would like to take a chance on him in hopes that he can continue what he's been doing. So the trade is going to be Ayrton Martino, who is 25 years of age, 2.5-star ability. He's not been a very good simulator so far in the time that we've had him. Only 9 points in 49 games played, 55 grade. Not much of a hitter, only 25 hits. So he's really not too good of a simulator overall. A 2nd round pick from Boston and Chicago's 5th in exchange for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Miles Wood, who is only a 1.5-star ability, so he's not really a factor here. Just put him in for salary cap reasons. So obviously the main attraction here is UPL. So offer trade and increase your offer a little. Okay, I'll give you a 6th as well. All right, they want a little bit more. About a 5th, another 5th. Martino, a 2nd, and 2 5ths for UPL and Miles Wood. Nope, not quite. All right, instead of the 2 5ths, let's go with a 4th. No, okay, we'll add Chicago's 5th back on there. All right, there it is. Martino, a 2nd, a 4th, and a 5th for UPL and Miles Wood. Finalized trade. There it is. So hopefully UPL will be able to help us solve our goaltending woes, as we will send Lindbergh down to the AHL. Actually, I'll just see what I could fetch for him, see what he can get on the market. Only a 7th. Yeah, I'll just send him down. Take my chances. So hopefully that should push Sogard to keep up his performance so that, you know, you have 2 goaltenders who are vying for a starting position here. And they're both on 1-year deals as well, both Sogard and Luukkonen. How much does Sogard want? 5.3. And then Luukkonen wants 3 mil. Yeah, I mean, that's, at the moment at least, that looks much better than what Sogard's asking for. But I guess we'll just have to see how the rest of the simulation plays out here. And then I will send down Miles Wood, and I will call up Matthew Soto. Either him or Shen. Probably Soto. Yeah, I'm going to call up Soto. So this has certainly been quite an active year here in terms of the amount of trades that we've made. So I think that's the only move we're going to make here at the trade deadline, and we're going to go ahead the rest of the season and see if we can maintain that wildcard spot and make the playoffs. All right, so we are at the end of the regular season. We have finished 41, 34, and 7. good enough for 5th in our division and somehow the wild card spot. So we did indeed make it, but just barely. Like, it's not an easy road getting there. It seems our locker room is quite divided right now. Looks like a lot of guys not liking our Tamanov. So I'm going to see if we can get Adam Fox to intervene here on this click. All right, there you go. There's a little bit of an improvement, but certainly not good to have that kind of hostility going into the playoffs. So let's take a look at the final season stats. You have Nadeau leading the team with 70 points this year, followed up by Heedle with 66. Then you have Artamanov with 62. Same for Kako. You have 51 for Ratcliffe, 36 for Kurashev, 35 for Dunn, 34 for Bakvist, 33 for Suoniemi, 31 for Ryabkin and Fox, 30 for Sodarian, 29 for Miller, 25 for Bear, 20 for Tomek in 48 games played. Not a bad rookie season for him. Yeko with 17, Ferrara with 16, Pulak with 14, 9 for Trocek and Kapanen, and 5 for Graves, 0 for Soto in 8 games played. And then in goal, you have Sogard in 51 games played with a 902, Lindbergh in 25 games played with an 897, and then Luukkonen in 26 games played with a 927, and in 10 games played with us, he has the 924. So Luukkonen looking very good right now, looking very good, and may in fact be worth the extension he's asking for. What was he asking for again? 3 mil for 3 years? I might just do that right now with how he simulated there towards the end of the season. Yeah, in fact, I think it will, because I don't think Sogard is worth what he was asking for. Yeah, he wants 5.3, and while that's not bad for a 3-star goaltender, he just underperformed a lot this year, especially compared to Luukkonen. I mean, I know Luukkonen's a small sample size, but based on what he was doing in Vancouver, he was able to continue that here in New York. So I have hope for Luukkonen. So I think we will indeed sign Luukkonen to a contract. I think I'll start with 2.5, and I managed to bring him down to 2.8 for 3 years. We'll definitely do that. And now let's check out the team stats. Goals for per game, we are 22nd in the league with a 3.07. And goals against per game, we are 10th in the league with a 3.07. Face-offs, we are 17th in the league with a 49.9. Power play, we are 26th in the league with a 17.4. And penalty kill, we are 14th in the league with an 81.4. So Boucher, I strongly recommend putting UPL in net there, as it looks like he is starting at this moment, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get into the simulation of the playoffs. Wait a minute. I just realized something. Do we have the rights to Dylan LeBray? No, we don't. He's a free agent. When did that happen? I could have sworn I did not miss his deadline. When was his deadline? I completely forget when his signing deadline is. I'm not sure when it was, but I know for a fact I wouldn't have missed that. I'm usually very good about checking signing deadlines, because I was just looking at Väisänen here, because he's been improving very well. He should be on the roster next year, 2.5-star ability. But when I took a look at his bio and saw LeBray, I was like, oh yeah, LeBray, haven't seen him in a while. And now I know why, because he's not even in our depth chart. Oh God, is this the same thing as what happened with Washington with who was it? I forget exactly who it was, but I remember there was a player on Washington during the Washington GM mode where he just, for some reason, he just completely disappeared from our rights list. And I'm pretty sure the same thing happened with LeBray there. I mean, I guess it's possible that was a glitch due to the fact that this is technically an FHM 10 save. I mean, I was worried about something like that happening, but I wasn't counting on that glitch returning. I am fairly certain, I'm like 99% certain I would not have oh my God, 4.5-star ability. I would not have let him walk. There's no shot, no chance I would have let Dylan LeBray walk. What in the world? Why is he a free agent? I know for a fact I did not let. There's no chance. There's absolutely no chance. And now we can't even sign him because it's not the off season. You know what? I'm gonna just do something real quick here. There you go. Save. Okay. So he should be back on our rights there. Yeah, there he is, Dylan LeBray. I don't know how that happened, but that should not have happened. I know for a fact I would not have let him go, especially at a 4.5-star potential at 21 years of age and a 2-star ability. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a while. Yeah, it must have been that same glitch that happened with the Washington GM mode. And we will start our year 4 playoff run against the 19-3 Ottawa Senators. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't like the look of this. That's that's a scary team. That's a scary team. You have Kachuk, you have Stützle, Spence, Greig with a 4-star ability, Norris, Batherson, Huang, Tarasenko. Yep, that's a pretty darn good team. So that being said, we'll end things off here. And the next one, we will start the Year 4 playoffs against the Ottawa Senators.